There are two verses like that. That appearance of godliness, and this other one. I'll try and put the verses here about ever learning but not coming to the knowledge of truth. Hi, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Tim Luluwa. If this is your first time here, I want to say thank you for clicking this video. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and also subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me again. It's been like 2 weeks. Today I bring you my thoughts on the final episodes of Abattoir, episode 5 and 6. Let's get right into the lessons that I've learned. First and foremost, let's talk about the acting so far. One, it is so nice that Dami has actually reminded us of how much of a good actor he is. Usually he's behind the scenes as director of photography and lights, but to see him again in action, it's been like, wow, Dami actually can act. Like the crying scenes were so natural, his reactions were good. I enjoyed watching him again on the screen. Also the prostitute Flora just gave an impeccable performance. The entire time I'm just like, this girl is really into her role. Like from even the lines that she was using, it was really nice. It was nice to watch her, and I really enjoyed her performance in the movie. I really enjoyed her interpretation of the role in the movie. See, everybody's bringing their A game. I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know. I can't even say anybody is dropping their ball in this entire movie. Or this entire season of Abattoir. So it's very interesting. And then one of the things I noticed was the camera was a bit shaky in some of the scenes. I was like, they're not balancing their camera well. I felt like it didn't add to the story of the scene that sort of shake, to the role of that scene. Like it wasn't like a scary scene that they had to shake, give us that shaking effect. But I don't know if they just missed that part. So that was like the only thing I really noticed. That was not that great. Now to the lessons that I've learned. I'm hoping that I'm not going to be all over the place, so bear with me. And I'll be looking at my laptop to sort of remind me of the points that I wanted to say. First, I just wanted to say one of the songs that this movie highlighted for me was this song by Israel about
what's the song called?
Your presence is heaven to me. So the line that I thought of was, treasure of my heart and of my soul, in my weakness you were merciful. So that's that part. And also redeemer of my past and present wrongs. And just seeing like Martin's go through his weak state, and just how God is still trying to reach out to him with all these people, with all the different, he's just placing different things. How could this Baba Gwenro meet Dele's father at the suya spot? How could Flora have come there? So different things. Just see how God is just so mindful of Martin. Yet Martin is actually, it's not like Martin, I don't know, it's not looking like Martin has been praying or being like connected like per se, but seeing that God in Martin's weakness is still showing mercy, it's just mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing. Now to the lessons that I've learned so far. One, let's talk about Martin's life. Let's talk about his isolation. He has secluded himself from people. He's not really talking to anybody and saying like what the real problem is. Martin is going through a lot of internal tumult, in my own internal turbulence, in my own little observation chart, from my understanding, and not really being able to share with anybody is also the reason why he's in this place, why he's in such a place where prostitute can get him, or he's not discerning enough to know that, hey, I'm going in the wrong direction. And a lot of times I feel like we're Christians sometimes, just because we're going through a lot, you just want to stay on your own. People have offended you, they've annoyed you, and you just want to be by yourself. The downside to that is that you can fall into the wrong hands. Your regular covering, you're no longer associated with them, or you're no longer with them, and so you're not really covered under them anymore, and you can fall into a trap. So as Christians, we should be wary of isolation, and this is different from taking time to be quiet and to seek the face of God and hear God and be recharged. It's not a retreat. I'm talking about actual isolation where you're blocking off everybody And it happens to even those of us that the best of us or whatever, like, we can get into that point where we're just like, man, I don't want to talk to anybody. So let's try as much as possible to understand that moment and hopefully find somebody that we can talk to. Strong Christians actually do have their moments too when they are weak. Like Martin's now. Martin is on fire for God, and then he's just getting to a point where he's screaming, he's just acting out and stuff. So sometimes even the Christians that you're really like, this person is really Jim, they're leading prayer, they're spitting, like they are on point. They have their weak moments too. They really do have their weak moments, and that's why our standard should not be these people. It should be Jesus, because a lot of times plenty people have been discouraged from serving in a place, from serving in I'm talking to people from joining a church just because you see somebody that you truly respect act out and like, hey, if this person can, who am I not to, But again, we need to understand that Jesus is our standard. No one being is perfect. Even like the people that you're looking up to, you don't know how they can, handle things behind the scenes. So let's all of us, including myself, like make Jesus our standard, not any human being. As much as we're called to live a life that is pleasing to Christ and that is like Christ, I know sometimes when human beings can mess up. So let us all ensure that Jesus is who we're placing in front of us, so that when somebody falls, we can be graceful to them and not be like, they fell. So that leads me to my second point. A lot of times as Christians, even me myself, I feel like I've done it sometimes. I'm like, if I talk to this person, I try to tell them that they should do this, they should not do this, but they've chosen their life, whatever, and then I hear later on that, maybe they fell into trouble or something like that happens to them, and I'm like secretly rejoicing in my heart that but hey, I'm calling myself a Christian and this person is actually my fellow Christian and I'm rejoicing in their downfall. Totally wrong. It's just not right at all. It's not even Christ-like in any way. So we as Christians, we need to learn to intercede for people. We should not rejoice at somebody's downfall. We should not be happy when somebody gets into trouble. A fellow Christian like us gets into trouble. We should not be like, we're family, we're supposed to help the person. Even if we can't talk to the person, we're supposed to pray for the person. We're supposed to pray for the person, speak life, just try and build the person up in our place of prayer or by speaking with them. Like, we should not be happy. We need to check ourselves and be like, no, now that's not actually what Christ has called us to do. In the spirit of being prayerful and helping, like when we see somebody falling and backsliding in quotes, and just like being weak and stuff, we need to be able to raise an altar of prayer for them and not give up on them. I know it's so easy, like Baba wife, obviously she's like, see, we've put in so much effort into this guy's life and he has decided to do what he wants to do. Why are we disturbing ourselves? That would be totally me, like that what happened. Like I've put in so much effort, but this person isn't reciprocating, and it's okay. I understand feeling that way, but you need to still not give up. Like, and guys, Jesus is such a perfect example. How many times you mess up, but Jesus is just like, come back, come to me. I want to help you. I want to set you straight. I am not condemning you. I want you to know that I understand that you're a human being and I want to work with you. So we just after this entire movie, I just taught me forgiveness and just being graceful. What else? So the devil, they tried the first time, they didn't get it, but they kept trying. They had to double the money for Flora, for the prostitute, and tell her, you better go there and get it. So the devil is walking around like a roaring lion looking for who to devour. It's not funny, you guys. It's really not funny. We need to buckle up because the enemy is not joking. He's not joking at all. The other thing is I feel like Martins esteemed the gift over the giver. So Martins now is not realizing that he's losing touch. I mean, he's even realizing, but he doesn't even probably he's just not. Let's just say he can't help it as at now. But I still see that he still wants to help. So look at him trying to talk to Flora and help her, get better. Like, Flora, what's going on? Let me speak to you. Maybe that's even a gift of being able to relate with people and being able to share your life story and lead them to Christ in that process is a gift. And he was still going to do that. But he had lost connection with the giver of the gift. In as much as the gift is beautiful, it is good, it connects us to the world. We cannot afford to lose connection with the giver of the gift. It does not tally. The giver is the most important person. And when I say the giver, I mean God, Jesus Christ, is the most important person in this entire picture. It is important that we esteem the giver over the gift. I like the analogy of the power source and being connected and battery dying. I think it was such a beautiful analogy. And my favorite part is where Dele went to plug somebody's phone. I mean, Barbara's phone. You plugged it, but he didn't switch on the power. So it was plugged in, but it wasn't charging because the switch wasn't turned on. And what I can think about is just how sometimes we're into so much activities, like you're in church 5 days a week, you're even posting Bible verses on your WhatsApp, Instagram, you're showing that you're going for concerts, but you're actually not plugged in. Like the Bible verse they used, you're having an appearance of godliness, but you're denying the power thereof. It's not. This Christian journey is you and God. It's really not for the world. It's like you're not using it to show. If you and God are not getting it correctly, get it right with Him. Like you're not using it to show the entire world. So there are 2 verses like that. That appearance of godliness, and this other one. I'll try and put the verses here about ever learning but not coming to the knowledge of truth. Those 2 verses. I look at them and I'm like, hey God, I need to examine my life, because you can be learning, you can be going for all this beautiful Apostle Joshua Selma, you're there, DDK, you're there, who else can I think about? TD Jakes, you're there, these are just examples by the way. But like you're there for all those things, you're there for all those conferences, you're there for all those worship nights, but your own altar at home, rubbish. Did you get me? Like, let's just, at the end of the day, let's just examine our lives and know that the audience of one is the only one that matters. Let's just ask God to constantly purify our motives and just live for Christ, because it's not easy. It's really not easy. I know I'm already going off on a tangent, but what this movie has taught me is just that, man, life as a Christian it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's not easy to deny yourself of so many things. It's not easy to like be very Jesus-centered and like you don't want the fame, the achievement, the claps of men. Do you get me? But I just want us to go back to our places or our what I'm trying to say in essence is, let's just ask God to help us. The Holy Spirit is actually here to help us, so we just need to constantly be like, Holy Spirit, you're sent here as my helper. Help me to truly live this Christ-led life. Help me to deny myself of things that are worldly. Help me to serve you, serve your purpose, serve your vision for my life. Don't let me be carried away by the accolades of men. It's beautiful, it's amazing stuff, but if you're not happy with me, there's no point. So help me, Lord. I think I've come to the end of this review or lesson, and I'm never happy that we have to wait to season 2, because I'm like, this episode 6, my heart kept doing bing, bing, Once you get this, they've continued even after we've tried. You guys, we need to pray for Martin. We need to pray for him. But yeah, I've enjoyed the movie so far, and yeah, those lessons are priceless for me. And well, till I come your way next time, guys, I'm signing out. Come your way next time. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.